Hey there, I'm Lee and welcome to this edition of DuBro 101. Today's lesson is how to solder a DuBro quick link or clevis. I'm going to show you how quick and easy it is to create one of these strong connections that will last a long time. In this video, we'll make a steel pushrod with a quick link that would go between a control horn and a servo arm, similar to the photo of this aileron pushrod that connects an aileron control horn with a wing servo arm. I will be using a DuBro 440 steel pushrod that has threads on one end and a blank area on the other. This will allow me to trim off the excess, and then once I solder a 440 quick link on, I'll have the exact length I need for my project. I highly recommend using silver solder when soldering a quick link to a steel rod. I have had excellent results using the Odie brand Safe Flow silver solder along with their paste flux kit. You can find this in most hardware stores in the plumbing section. Here's a list of items you'll need to complete this project. Your DuBro 440 solder quick links and a steel rod, a pair of heavy-duty wire cutters, a good desktop clamp like the Panavice 301, the Odie Safe Flow solder kit, which is number 50692, and for a propane torch, I like the Bernzomatic ST2200. Let's get started. I've gone ahead and cut this 440 push rod to length and added a bend into it that I need for my control surface. And I'm going to take some sandpaper and rough up the end where the quick link is going to cover. And then using isopropyl alcohol, I've added it to a paper towel and I'm going to wipe this surface clean, free of dirt. Once you're done, take your handy vise and secure your push rod, and also make sure that you orient the push rod so that your bends are in the right position for your quick link. In this case, I want my quick link to have a horizontal pin. So therefore, when I put it over the rod, I can make sure when I go to solder it, my pin is always perpendicular to where that hump is right there. Next step is to add the paste flux to the push rod. You'll take off your clevis. It's a little messy, so keep a towel handy. And I just like using Q-tips because they're cheap and they're disposable, but take the paste flux and wipe it all the way around the push rod wire. Make sure you get it all in there, because when you push the quick link on, you want to make sure that it touches the interior of the quick link surface as well. Move that aside. Take your quick link and roll it up there. Get that flux all inside that connector. Notice how there's a big chunk of it right there. Once I heat that up, it'll flow down. With the flux on the push rod and also on the quick link, it's now time to add your silver solder. Now it's very important when you use your torch to heat the metal, not the silver solder. So heat that area first, and then we're just going to apply the silver solder on the backside and let it flow through. And if my cameras catch it properly, you'll see that solder flow right to the front of the connector. Here we go. As you can see, the solder quickly flowed forward. I've got a really good joint right there. And also, a little tip here, guys, don't blow on it. Don't add anything cold to it. Let this solder dry on its own. It's very important because you don't want the solder to dry too quickly. It actually could cause it to crystallize and not do a good joint. So now I'm going to let that sit for a few seconds, and then we're going to clean it up with isopropyl alcohol. Okay, so it's very important when you're done to wipe off that paste flux. And as you can see, if I don't lose it, what you get out of that is a really clean solder joint. The fact that I can see solder in the front of the clip and behind it where you got this little funnel type shape tells me I have a really good strong connection. So there's side one and there's side two. So here it is, folks, the final push rod, and you can put anything you want down here, a threaded ball link if you choose, or a metal threaded quick link as well. But the nice thing about having the metal soldered quick link is if you have a joint like this and you don't want this to pivot or turn, it'll stay true. It will not rotate on you. This is a nice heavy-duty strong connection, so if you're using large aircraft or you just have a link that you do not want to move, this is your solution. Hope you enjoyed this tutorial, guys.